Hello, hi, hello. Back with a somewhat late weekly tracks roundup. My cat just jumped on top of my tower. There he is. That's him. So now that that's out of the way, we can get into the tracks that I have rounded up, talked about, wrote about, and now we're going to discuss these thoughts together. So be sure to comment. Be sure to say, "Hey, I listened to this song and it was pretty good." I never know how to intro these. Let's just get into it. Up first, we have Make Me by HKFIFTYONE. Getting right into it, I love the guttural and harsh vocal delivery matched with the super well mixed and appropriately placed layers, and given the subject matter of this song, addressing mental anguish, broken relationships, and isolation, one would expect a vocal tone that correlates with such dark topics, and HK51 definitely delivers on that for sure. I know that monotonous and dreary delivery kind of tends to be the traditional route for lyricism of this nature in this genre, but this gritty yet still somewhat melodic approach serves as a pretty great translation of emotion for the track. And the mix on this is pretty fun as well, presenting a slightly processed sound with some spacey background vocals and heavily synthesized layers. And the reserved acoustic guitar progression with an occasionally heavy percussion is a good beat for the vocals to work on. It hits hard without clashing with the intensity of the vocals and the rest of the components of the song. Overall, an emotional and pretty impressively made track. We have a new Dex song with Viewfinder. I have really been enjoying the stylistic route that Dex has taken recently, so it would be remiss of me not to address its continuation on Viewfinder, where Dex delivers his trademark, ridiculously clean vocals over some bouncy and sparkly production. And I really enjoy when Dex takes a more organic route, with an acoustic Midwest emo and alternative influence, but his recent lean towards a bright trap sound, at least in the terms of production that he has been using, has really been interesting, and it's been a cool context to hear him in. And the verses here are really great. Dex clearly yet somberly croons about a shaky relationship. After the topic is sufficiently discussed, Fantasy Camp comes in with these stunning vocal harmonies, transitioning between smooth, ethereal sounds and a single layer vocal delivery, creating a pretty enjoyable contrast between the elements in their verse. And I will say this, one of the things that I respect most about Dex's music is that he knows how to let a song breathe, appropriately pacing a song so all information and melodies are presented in a palatable and understandable way. The pacing is great, it doesn't feel too rushed or horribly slow, just perfectly right in the middle. Great track. We got a new Do Not Resurrect song with deadervant's Haunt. This song has a bounce and a rhythm to it that is insanely fun, but I'm not exactly surprised to hear it from Rez. The crunchy percussion and the dampened and dark piano balance is probably as good of a foundation as you can get for this delivery. And Rez once again proves that the capacity for not only intense and fast-paced lyricism, but also the ability to make catchy and engaging flows for his hooks and bridges. And he really leans into such a fun and interactive sound. He's definitely in complete control of the energy that is being attempted to show here, and it's hard-hitting and fun as hell. We got a new carlby track with The Dairy State. This is the second single released from the Modern Warfare emo project, repping the Dairy State in a Midwest emo pop track. And carlby tackles the concept of the dichotomy between being materially destitute and emotionally rich. And God, do I love the vocals and the mixing on this. The squeaky clean vocal mix sits over this warm guitar, and for the most part, the verses are fairly reserved and not too busy, which makes the harmonies in the final verse hit so hard, achieving a really satisfying sound. carlby has a really solid grasp on a lot of the technical intricacies that go into writing and making music, but one of his most underrated qualities, in my opinion, is his ability to structure a song. It all becomes this sort of pocket of thoughts and emotion, translating incredibly clear. We had a new guccihighwaters track with Shame. So despite guccihighwaters being one of my most influential introductions to the underground initially, I haven't really dove into a new release from him in almost 2 years. But despite his absence from my mission of music discovery recently, his older tracks have become nostalgic and comforting since the first time I heard them. And on Shame, I kind of feel a rejuvenated version of that nostalgia, as if it feels like an expanded upon version of the sound that he kicked off his career with. The piano ballad sound and woefully melancholy lyricism is still definitely in full effect, but it feels more refined, and underneath the downtrodden words, there is a confidence in his craft that permeates throughout the song. Shame is cinematic and grand. guccihighwaters' soft and emotional delivery feels cinematic over the inspiring piano and the atmospheric harmonies. I'm pretty happy with the song. It's pretty much everything that I want out of a guccihighwaters song, so I can't complain. So we have Glaive with Skinny White Boy in that big black Benz again. Okay, so Glaive dropped this song on his alt account, and apparently I must be out of the loop on some serious hyperpop discourse, because every comment on this song is about a sped up version of the song that I wasn't even aware of going into this. I don't know anything about that, and I'm not really sure if I really care to dive headfirst into the intricacies of the hardcore hyperpop aficionados. All I do know is that this version of the song was posted, or maybe reposted, last week. So I'm going to talk about this. I do like the vocal delivery a lot, showcasing Glaive's occasionally intense vocals and choppy mixes. It's got catchy melodies and engaging production with distorted percussion and overbearing synths, all very trademark characteristics of the sound that he's built, the genre that he's a part of. It's overall pretty good track, pretty enjoyable, and that's about it. We had a cutspace song with Talisman featuring Shinigami. And I recently talked about wanting to hear Shinigami approach more sounds like the ones exhibited on Damn It's Cold, and this cutspace songs 100% fulfills that desire. This shit is from the future. The ambient electronic production from Cutspace is detached and disjointed, throwing out stuttering beeps, piercing frequencies, and spacey waves of distorted melodies that pulse throughout the track. It's a production style that I have not gotten bored of yet. I feel super entranced by everything going on. It almost feels interactive in a way, like I'm in this musical environment, they finding new sounds to pay attention to on each listen, and establishing such a cohesive and engaging environment in such a short song in such a short amount of time is a pretty impressive feat for sure. And Shinigami matches this eerie vibe with ease, throwing out steady and spacey bars with a necessary confidence and a somewhat and occasionally shouted cadence, and his shift to a more mellow approach fleshes out the intricacies of the song, moving with the energy of the production that Cutspace has provided. This song it's cool. It's really cool. I think that Cutspace and Shinigami could be a new favorite combination of mine. Their energy together is ridiculously fun. We had an Oni Boy track with The Water Where We Rest. Oni Boy comes in with a true heartbreaker on this one. His intimate and personal R&B vocal approach always succeeds in displaying the full weight of the subject matter at hand. It's an immensely organic sound that I've really come to love. Oni Boy really lets his vocals breathe to give a familiar yet refreshing approach to the genre in the scene. There's intelligence in the simplistic mix approach. Bits and pieces of technical proficiency bleed through the seemingly straightforward approach, and it results in one of the most authentic sounds you can listen to. It's personal and sad, but also it's pretty. I'm really impressed with this track, and the idealism and Swum, SWUM, not sure, produced beat definitely does not hurt. We got a new track from supachefm with Tangled Cables featuring Jomie. After my reintroduction to supachefm with Living Hell, I was wondering what would be up next, a new release that I could be there for in anticipation. And Tangled Cables definitely delivers. It's got a lighthearted and cute sound in its production, with the ukulele plucks floating across the track and the chords sitting in the background as a good backup to everything. And the vocals are honestly refreshingly dry. Like, seriously, I love how clear and upfront the vocals are over this instrumental. I feel like we can kind of tend to get lost in the reverb, but this song does not give a shit about that, and I'm really appreciative of that, because sonically this song is deceptive. At first, the instrumental would have you believe you're about to watch a wholesome YouTube video about the top 10 cutest animal fails, but in reality this is a song full of emotional depth and intelligence. The observation of emotional growth and self-reflection centered around personal stability and emotional maturity. It's kind of an introspection that hurts to hear because of how much of a shared experience it is for so many people. And Jomie supports this concept really well, providing a soft verse detailing how people change with experience, and sometimes that change doesn't come from a positive place. I really like this song. We have sydcxx with Bad Luck. So this is actually a rework of an older sydcxx song, self-described as an absolute auto-tune disaster. I actually remember when the original version of Bad Luck dropped, and I also remember liking it at the time, so I'm not sure how accurate that description is, but nonetheless, we're here to talk about this version. It is a wavy and pretty track where Syd's vocals glide seamlessly across an Eric Gallo-produced beat, observing and questioning the seemingly persistent bad luck that Syd continuously runs into, with vulnerable lyrics delivered with not only genuine emotion but technical precision as well, because Syd's vocals are stunning and in my humble opinion are nearly unmatched when it comes to this sound. I think this is a really great rework of an old track. I think it stands really well as just a new track by itself. It's fantastic. It's great. Moving on. We got a birdbay track with Ivory Tower Kid featuring Sendflowrs. This song has a unique energy that immediately drew me in the second it started. The bouncy percussion with this wavy and wide guitar is infectious. It's slick and it's really cool. Lots of cool tracks this week. The word of the week is cool. The verses are cleanly delivered with a great level of intensity and confidence, addressing topics such as social impropriety, a downfall from grace, and the realities of life. It's all delivered with such an engaging cadence that hooks you immediately. I love the energy of this track, and Sendflowrs only boosts this song vibe and energy, merging into the established sound beautifully. I have never heard of birdbay before this, but now I am a fan. And to end out the week, we have Flowars with Little Moon, which is the first Flowars drop in over a year. I'm not too entirely familiar with Flowars' discography apart from the Acid Castle affiliation, but man, this song is good. This song is really, really good. The groovy R&B production is fantastic with these bouncy keys, trancy guitar, and super steady production, and Flowars' vocals on this are fucking smooth, flawlessly hitting sultry and saccharine notes. It's a sweet and sentimental love song that feels super nostalgic in a lot of ways from the vocal delivery, lyricism, and production. This song is the dictionary definition of smooth. It is really pretty, and what do you know, it's pretty cool too. That's it. That's the whole week. I have gone like 3 weeks without posting a video between the weekly songs roundup, and I keep wanting to post videos between them, but I keep getting too busy. I'm a pretty busy person, believe it or not. Really appreciate you guys for watching. I promise, new videos that aren't these soon. I just gotta get some things in order. Gotta get my affairs in order before we start expanding upon the ever increasingly impressive catalog of videos that I've produced. I don't know what I'm talking about. Thanks for watching. If you listen to any of these songs, please let me know. Let me know how you feel. I value your opinion. You are loved. You are valid. Catch me next week, where instead of doing a weekly track roundup and we review songs, we just kind of turn the camera a bit and we stare at my cat and we all guess how long it takes for him to wake up. Does this count as awake? I don't know. Bye.